In this video, I'm going to show you how to relieve pain and tension from your shoulders with a ball and a wall. So grab a ball, and the first muscle is the deltoid muscle that makes a cap that protects your joint. And you put the ball in the middle at the top of the arm bone, and you lean into the wall. With your knees bent, you breathe, and you go up and down. The fibers of the muscles go up and down in this muscle. And I like to go up with the muscle fibers. You can also just lean into it, and you can also go across. My favorite is up and down with the muscle fibers. There are 3 sections of the deltoid. You're in the middle section, and then we're going to go to the back section by rotating your body away from the ball. And again, you're going to go up and down. I'm Krista with the Intelligent Body, and we are releasing tension in the shoulders so you can move and feel good. Going up and down along the back of your deltoid muscle. Then you're going to rotate your body so now you're leaning into the wall. And the ball is in the space at the back of the arm bone and the side of the shoulder blade. And this section is where the rotator cuff muscles come in. So you can rotate your arm in and out, and you will feel that you are pressing into those muscles, and you'll feel them working as you move your arm. Are you breathing? I like to bring the arm up and down like the shape of a chicken wing. That's one of the actions that those muscles do. And you can experiment with where the ball is and how much pressure you use. It's really important that you don't create pain with this exercise. You can create therapeutically beneficial tension, but if you create sharp pain, you're not helping your body to release tension. Sharp pain is a sign that your body is hanging on. So you got to listen to your body. Reach around, grab the ball, and feel the effect of what you have done so far. Reach around and over the top of your shoulder and feel for this edge of the scapula, which is called the spine of the scapula. We're going to put the ball right below the spine of the scapula in what's called the body of the scapula next. Here we go. When you're on this outer section close to the arm, you're still in the area of the deltoid because the deltoid comes about halfway across the spine of the scapula. When you move more in toward the inner border, you're now in the land of the trapezius. Breathe. 17 muscles attached to the shoulder blade. You are softening approximately 8 of them in this exercise. We started with the deltoid, then we moved to the outer section of the scapula where you could feel the rotator cuff muscles, which I will name for you and show you. We have the infraspinatus. Below that, we have the teres minor. Both of those rotate the arm outside. It's called external rotation. On the front side of the scapula, in this same area, we have the subscapularis. It's an internal rotator. Coming across the bottom, coming up to the front of the arm, which is then considered, again, an internal rotator, we have the latissimus dorsi. So there's quite a rich network of muscles in this outer section of the scapula that you can get to. Take the ball away and feel the effect of the next section. Now we're going to go toward the inner border of the scapula. So put the ball back. If it gets hard putting the ball in and out, put the ball in a sock and then you can swing it over your shoulder. At the inner border of the scapula, see if you can move around on the scapula and go from the scapula onto the ribs. When you leave the scapula and go onto the ribs, you're in an area of muscle called the rhomboid. And the rhomboid is part of a group of muscle of 3 muscles in the 3rd layer down that moves the shoulder blade as you move your arm. So lift and lower your arm and you'll feel movement under where you have the ball now. And there's another part of the rhomboid which has a different name, but it's the same thing. It's this layer of muscle that goes from the shoulder blade up to the neck called the levator scapula. And then the biggest one goes from the inner border of the scapula around the ribs to the front. It's called the serratus anterior because, as you can see, the front of it looks like a serrated edge. Breathe. Now go back onto the scapula, and this is one of my favorite ones. Do a little bounce. So all of these muscles are watery. Muscles are 72% water, so image them being watery and fluid, and you can kind of spring the scapula against the ribs as if you're playing in these different areas. And let's do that for 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Doing a little bounce anywhere in there because the scapula moves as you move your arm. So you can move your arm or not move your arm and just feel how it moves, which will release tension in the muscles, which will help you feel better. Take the ball away and feel the effect. Here we go with the second side. You've already developed quite a bit of facility with the first side, so you'll be surprised how quickly the second side goes. Start with the ball at the middle deltoid. Lean against it and move up and down. Remember, muscles are 72% water. They respond well to fluid imagery. So what kind of imagery would feel the best for you here? Is it thinking of the muscle as water? Is it imagine it being pliable, like warm elastic or warm silly putty? What image helps these tissues soften for you? And then start to rotate toward the back. So you're getting in this space between the arm and the edge of the shoulder blade, which is the scapula. So you're on the back now, right below the spine of the scapula, and let your arms start to move around. So you explore these layers. We have the external rotators, infraspinatus, teres minor. We have the internal rotator, subscapularis on the front side. We also have the latissimus dorsi, which is considered an internal rotator. And below the latissimus dorsi, actually above it, we have a muscle called the teres major, another internal rotator. We could think of it as latissimus dorsi's helper. In the shoulder, we have an interesting conundrum, us humans. We have all this flexibility because of this small socket, and we can do all these huge movements with the arms. But the muscles create stability because of this incredible flexibility. And so what you're doing is softening the muscles, picturing them as pliable and elastic so that they can more easily do their job of helping this structure create stability. Step away from the wall and feel the benefit so far. And we have one final section. We're going to go feel the inner border on the second side. Put the ball back behind your shoulder blade. And see if you can find this inner space on the inner border where you go from the edge of the shoulder blade onto the ribs and then go back onto the shoulder blade. So you're getting to know this space the inner border of the shoulder blade onto the ribs. You can go all along up in here and soften these tissues, and you'll feel that each area gets to a different muscle. And in the beginning, let's face it, it's all just a lot of intense sensation. But as you practice it, you'll be able to feel the different sections soften. So now we're going on to the rhomboid, which is the space between the shoulder blade and the spine, the rhomboid muscle. Remember, the rhomboid is part of the layer of the serratus that moves the shoulder blade around the spine as you lift and lower your arm. Breathe. And now go back onto the shoulder blade itself, and let's experiment with the bouncing. So right now I have the ball near the bottom of the shoulder blade, and I'm doing a little bounce. And when you bounce on the shoulder blade at the bottom, it'll move the top, and the very front part of the shoulder blade is in the front of your body, so you might feel movement in the front as you do this gentle bouncing in the back. Let's do it for one more breath. And then take the ball away. Let's see, what kind of benefit made it to your shoulders? When you come away from the wall, take a walk and let your arms swing as you walk and feel the movement of your shoulder blade. Do your shoulders feel freer? Does your breath feel freer? Do you feel freer? I have 2 more videos here on my Intelligent Body channel that will make a huge difference for your shoulders. One is to release tension in the scalene muscles, deep muscles from your ribs to your neck. And the second one is how to reverse breathing, because how you breathe has a huge effect on how your shoulders work. Subscribe to the Intelligent Body for more intelligent body pain relief movement tips. See you soon.